wanted to talk a little bit about hardware for this this bag. Now what I wanted to try and do was design a bag that didn't take lots of blingy hardware, so your buckle and your magnetic fastener are essentially the only hardware you actually need. But there are always options, and people like options, and people like hardware and bling. I'm in the UK, and the hardware packs that go with this sort of style of bag are quite difficult to get hold of. I have got some, and I bought them from AliExpress. In other parts of the world, they're a lot easier to get hold of. So this is the bag as it's written in the pattern. However, let me just pop that down. This has all of the bling. I haven't put feet on this one because I didn't want feet on it, but it has this unusual catch, which has this padlock, which is a working padlock. And if you join my Facebook group, which is Bags by Bags of Style Pattern and Sew Along group, you will find the free pattern for the key keeper. Now this has inside of it the key for the padlock. Now, whilst this is the traditional sort of hardware for this kind of pattern, personally, I actually don't particularly like using the padlock. I find the padlock just a bit of a pain, but it does work. And the key keeper is very traditional for this sort of thing. You could, if you didn't want to use this hardware, actually add pretty charms or something like that inside of there. It gives you an authentic look. Now I just want to show you the hardware pack and explain to you the things that you would need to change on this pattern to be able to use the hardware pack. So I'm going to pop that down, and here's my little packet as it comes from AliExpress, so I can show you what's included. And there are a couple of bits that we don't use. So what you will get is one of these. There's also washers that go with, and I'll show you exactly how to put this on. I'm not gonna actually put it on, but I'll explain to you how to. Let's just take these out of the bags because the nice man from China sends an awful lot of little bags. So you have a pair of shaped hardware pieces. So they've got this lovely shape on the end with the hole in the middle. Then you have a rectangular piece. So these are different. You can see one has a shaped end and one has is a perfect rectangle. Then you get your padlock. And this has got tape over it to stop it from getting scratched, with the key. And usually you will get two of these, and these are like little hooks. Sometimes you get the ones that are fully enclosed, so like a strap keeper, but sometimes you just get the hooks. Now I haven't used these on my bag, so let me just show you and explain to you the things I had to do different to be able to use this hardware on my bag. Now first of all, for me, these bits of hardware that fit onto the straps are only 5/8 of an inch high. So the first thing I had to do was make my straps slightly shorter, 5/8 of an inch, which means that my holes needed to be made shorter. Again, I made my holes 3/4 of an inch as opposed to 7/8 of an inch, which is what you're using for your 3/4 inch straps. So how do we fit all of this? It's a bit like a standard twist lock. So this part, let's just take those out of the way. So this part fits onto the body of your bag centrally between your two apertures, and it goes on. It has a washer, the same as most of these sort of things do. So mark up where you need to put it. This is a twist. It twists to lock the bag. So it goes on centrally onto the front of your bag. Don't be fooled. Let me just double check the height. It's pretty much where the magnetic fastener goes, so you can use that as your point of reference. Okay, on the end of each of your straps, and you may need to cut your straps just a touch shorter because this only overlaps by approximately 1.5 inches, and you need the sides of the bag to be pulled in slightly, so you might need to cut your straps shorter. You're going to fit this in the same way as you would a lock in the flap. So you're going to cut out that little square and the holes for the screws. There's 2 screws that go in the back. You're going to fit that front and back, one onto each of your straps, and they will overlap. Then you're going to fit on your flap the rectangular piece. And you will have done this a lot of times for any kind of twist lock. It's exactly the same process. And then when you want to close your bag, the flap goes across. And then you can twist that, which will secure your bag perfectly. You can add the padlock if you want to, and if you've got them displayed in a shop to sell or anything like that, then adding the padlock is just a finishing touch. For me, it's actually totally impractical, because every time I want to get into my bag, I have to get the key, I have to get the padlock, and then I'll lose the padlock. So I've been keeping the padlock in a pocket inside just because it doesn't make getting into the bag particularly easy. As I say, the strap keeper would make a great little decoration if you just popped a pretty charm or something like that inside of it. It just gives a more authentic look to the bag. So there you go. That's the only changes you need to make to use the hardware. Your strap needs to be 5/8 of an inch tall as opposed to 3/4 inch tall, and all of your apertures need to be 3/4 of an inch tall as opposed to 7/8 of an inch tall, and that applies to all of the apertures because the strap goes all the way through. So those are the only changes you need to make if you want to use hardware for your bag.